Everybody, welcome to Levack and Goz, Thursday, July 9th edition. I'm amazed, guys. Flock University last night as I'm walking around, and more than one person was like, man, I really missed the show. I wish you guys were still doing it. I'm like, we are. Oh, I saw the Friday you did. We've been doing it every day since. We took the weekend off, which I'm going to continue to do, but we've been doing it. So, and like, I know you've been sharing it and I've been sharing what you've been sharing. And it's like, well, you didn't share alike. It's like, shut up. How's that? Huh? But welcome back for everybody who found us.
That's right. It will be here all the time for as often as we can.
I'm still drinking this stuff, man. Still drinking this stuff, Spence.
Hear that? For as long as, if you're on the, I always wonder about the podcast people. Spotify and Apple, nothing's really changed except like a 9-day break. We're still here. We're still providing content. It is my favorite thing. And I say favorite a little sarcastically that for some people, it doesn't happen unless it happened to them. My favorite people in radio are like, can you restart the show? I just got my car at 4:30. What do you mean you guys were on the air? I was on vacation. Why didn't you wait for me?
Well, Flock you is the worst because I like to interact with the comments. And are we going to do this live tomorrow? Did you want to do a free?
I'm not sure if we're going to do it live tomorrow. I'm not sure. I know your schedule.
At some point, we're going to do some live specials.
Yeah.
I'm very busy. I'm a very busy person. I'm putting a desk together today, and it's still not done. But like at some point, we'll do live ones where you guys will be able to comment and whatever. And I've got some ideas to have like a caller line where you can leave voicemails. But like. Right now, just message us at the Jeff Levack on X. Goz is TOMGOZZ. But no, when we do the comments on Flock U, there are two guys, and they mean well. Actually, there's three now. There's three guys. I know they mean well. Hey, I just tuned in. Did you guys cover this yet? Could you do it again? No, we couldn't. No. Like it was on the radio show, we had 3 hours. That's a little different. You got to, it's a new audience. Let's do the same story. But these things are 30 to an hour. That's our goal. That's our target. Any more than that, that we got off on a heater. Any less than 30, one of us had to poop. Like that's that. So you can rewind. That's the point. That's why we do it this way. But go ahead. Actually, guys.
I'm just laughing because like it's so funny because like you just said, like, hey, the world doesn't revolve around you. What do you think? We're just going to give you the clip that you want on your on-demand service and you can just watch that part of it? That part frustrates me. Although now realizing what shorts do, and I'm probably the most stubborn person, but like, can't we not just give people what they want? You have to listen to the whole, the numbers did what? Sure, here you go. Go right and keep doing that. Fine. I get why you people do it now. All right.
So to that point, though, so like Goz is the guy who he's like, I'm not doing shorts, we're not doing clips, we're not doing that. Doesn't work, doesn't do anything. But he's also the guy who I want to say 2 years ago said, oh yeah, if you do everything in chapters and put like titles of what everything is, more people are interacting, more people are listening. You dumbass. Goz is so stubborn. Goz argues with Goz. Like that's how stubborn Goz is.
I don't want to say it takes away. It'd be like I know this is very highbrow of me here, but it's like you make a movie or you make a TV show and people just take the parts they want or fast forward through. Like, no. Hey, I did a 3-hour radio show. What do you mean you're going to skip through? Nobody cares. Just give them the stuff that they want. Nobody wants to read the menu. They came here for a pizza. They want their gambling picks and wrestling talk and Firebird talk. So we'll give it to you after 4 minutes. All right, you ready?
I made an awesome pizza for lunch, by the way. All right, what's story number one, my friend?
Look at this. I still left the colors up from Flock U last night. We're coming right out of the gates with it.
It's just easier. Yeah.
Who is the Albany Firebird quarterback Saturday? For those who have no clue what we're talking about, Levack and I shared this on social media. Andrew Santillo, one of the voices of the Firebirds, also noted this on social media. In an odd circumstance, this is not odd for AF1. I'm talking about odd in general of sports, professional, college, high school. An opposing team put out an article previewing the game, announcing the starting quarterback for the other team. Usually in any type of sports, high school, college, professionally, someone would say who's starting in the game. Someone would say, hey, 2 guys could be the quarterback. but the opposing team who's traveling to Albany announced who they believe Albany is going to start. Levack, this is, I'm telling you, 0.01% of times we ever see this in sports without some report. What is going on, and why did Nashville announce Albany's quarterback, if that's even the quarterback?
Nashville does not know who the quarterback will be for the Albany Firebirds on Saturday. Nashville hopes it'll be Kolka because that's a fun story. That's that. I will tell you this. After you started barraging me, and you weren't the only one, I did reach out to Coach Ware, and I was just like, Kolka might start? He goes, sure, possible. I was like, okay. I go, well, I don't want to sound dumb. We're doing the show today. I don't want to sound dumb. He goes, I recommend you don't sound dumb and just say you don't know who the quarterback's going to be. To which I replied, fair enough. So I don't know. Like, I listen, here's the beauty of it. The oldest adage is if you've got two quarterbacks, that means you don't have one. That's not true with the Firebirds. That's not true. The only reason that neither one of our quarterbacks is getting all the MVP talk that other guys are getting right now, like Malik Henry's getting, is because they have both come out and dominated. And that is why Coach said it last night. I'm saying it now. Darian Townsend should be the MVP, the offensive player of the year, because he has consistently caught touchdowns and bombs from both those quarterbacks. I love both these guys. I'm a big Castronova fan. I'm a huge Josh Kolka fan. So whichever one it is, I like our chances of winning. Remember, it wasn't our offense and it wasn't our defense that cost us that 9-point loss in Nashville. It was our special teams. And I guarantee you our special teams is drilling today. So I don't know who the quarterback will be Saturday.
I got a ton of questions. Let's go with the Coach Ware one first. I guess this is less of a question than more of a statement.
He's a nice gentleman. You guys have a similar haircut, and he's a very good coach, and we call him the professor.
He loves this. This is the 100%. Best thing for the Firebirds. Good. Say Kolka's a starter. 100%. Say Sam's a starter. Say anybody's a starter. Good. I hope they're guessing to the moment they jog onto the turf on Saturday. He loves it. And I'm glad he gave you that answer, although it frustrates me because I'd like to know like everybody else. But that's the perfect answer of, yeah, sure, whatever. You just got a game plan. You got to waste an hour or 3 hours or however your prep goes for Coach Arbet to prep for both quarterbacks now. And I love it. Thank you, Away Market, for confusing your team and your defense. So I guess the question is, Coach Ware seems happy with what's going on, not frustrated.
Sure. Oh no, he lives for this. Like he lives.
Okay, good.
He lives for this kind of stuff. Like I said, we talked about it last night, and if you didn't see Flock U, it's on the Firebirds YouTube, Firebirds Facebook. Like I said, like as a coach, like obviously you're thrilled to sit Josh Kolka because that means you have Sam Castronova. But as a dude, is there a part of you that just is like, I got to sit Josh Kolka? Like, I got to sit this guy once. And he's like, yeah. He goes, honestly, it's what we've built here. It's how we recruit. I love the fact that whether Josh is starting or not, Josh is the same dude. When you talk to him, he's here for the team. He's here for the players. And people don't know this, but some people might know this, but when Sam wasn't here in the beginning of the season and Josh was off to that ripper of a start, Sam was on the phone with him all the time. So like those two support each other. So it's like, listen, it's the weirdest thing because I mean, it's Jeff Hostetler, Phil Simms. It's literally those moments where you've got the two, hopefully it's Kirk Cousins, Fernando Mendoza, where you've got two quarterbacks who can light it up and the team does not suffer regardless of who the guy is under center on Saturday.
I asked this question way, way back in the start of the season. I will do this again here about this author. Guy who wrote
front to back, guys, always front to back.
The guy who wrote this piece is a guy named Greg Sittler. Is Greg Sittler a real person? He is not AI, right? Because we see more and more reports come out that not about AF1, just sports in general, like, hey, an AI person could have wrote that. He's a real person?
I've never met Greg Sittler. He is down there in Nashville. But Greg Pogue told me Greg Sittler is a real person. So it's either his pen name or he's a real person. And he writes way nicer than Greg Pogue does. So I believe Greg Sittler is a real person. Yes.
He's listed, for the quick Greg Sittler that I can find, he's listed as an executive producer at Lighthouse Productions. So I'm going to give him the benefit of, I don't see a social media handle for him, but we will assume he's a real person. It's not an AI generated robot. Okay. So Coach Ware has that.
I am actually AI generated, just so you guys know. Jeff Levack is not a real person.
Two more questions here on this.
By the way, stop texting me. Yeah. I can't tell you the answer to who the quarterback's going to be. All of you. And if I did know, I'm not telling you. I'm sorry, because Coach Ware has told me I don't know. Okay. All right. That's it.
As somebody who used to write 520 articles a year, that's you, along with me, as someone who produced 250 plus words of content twice a day for, gosh, how long? 7 years, 6 years, maybe longer for you.
Oh, I didn't do it all the time. That's why I was in trouble a lot. But.
Well, for somebody who understands that storyline of Kolka versus Kolka is probably going to get more clicks than Castanova versus Kolka, although the storyline should be this is the battle for the number 1 seed. Do you think there was any motivation as somebody who used to write before constantly, hey, he just did this because it's an easier storyline than the battle for first place? Or I should say easier, more likely to get clicks.
Maybe. I think that could be part of it, but I mean, again, if you watched last night, I'm now replaying the show in my head. Coach Ware was pretty quiet when we talked quarterbacks. Like, he didn't get into specifics of what was happening, where it was happening, how it was happening. So maybe, just maybe, there's an actual, discussion over who's going to play this week. And because, I mean, when you get right down to it, you want to win. You obviously want to win. You never want to lose. There's no such thing as a good loss. Love to be the number 1 seed and all that stuff. But Coach Ware said it. It's another game. The game that truly, truly matters is August 1st, and then the weekend of August 8th, depending upon who would host the Arena Crown. So is there a chance that the wear and tear of the season, it just makes more sense to get Josh more reps just in case? Yeah. Is there a chance that Sam Casanova is raring and ready to go, and Damon Ware saw this article and thought it was freaking hysterical? Yeah. Is there a chance that the people in Nashville are like, oh, let's see if we can start a little drama in Albany so they have to focus on this stuff? That I believe more than any of the other things. But whether it's 2 or 9 under center on Saturday, I predict a W for the Albany Firebirds.
Last one, because I know you've mentioned this a few times, and this is a very important thing. Some people may not have watched Flock University. Please support our people over at Flock. You go back and watch it if you got even deeper questions, stuff you want to know. Did Coach Ware mention any reasons or hint to any reasons as to why Sam did not play in the most recent game?
He just said it's been a long season. The team has been, beat up pretty good, the road trips and all that stuff. So a lot of people are getting rest right now is what he said. He did talk about, getting Josh reps. He's like, if you go back to last year, McCoy had 14, 15 touchdowns. The 2 quarterbacks together this season are in the 70s for touchdowns. So I just I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Damon Ware is going to do what's best for the team. He's not going to do what's best for each player. He will, whenever possible, but whatever he feels is best for the team that day, that game, that play, that's what he's going to do.
Okay, now this is the fun part, because usually when I'd pepper you with all these questions, I'd kind of just move on. I got a platform to give an opinion about this now. This rarely happens where we have something big. I would argue this is the biggest storyline of the season.
Yeah, I heard it's really rare that you have something big.
This is the biggest storyline of the season. I know I'm getting grief from people about the biggest game of the season. Seriously, this is the biggest storyline of the season, and it's coming out on a Thursday evening. Here's with all the information in front of me, and Levack, you don't even have to answer. Now you got a camera in front of you. You don't even have to make a reaction. You can hide if you want. People are going to try to read what I'm about to say here. From the information that has been laid out to me, the answer Coach Ware gave you last night, if he had said, something personal happened in Sam's life, he stepped away from the team, public information, he shared that his grandmother had passed away. If he had said that on Flock University or say, hey, Sam's dealing with personal stuff right now, I think we all would have drawn the conclusion he stepped away from the team for his grandma, which he still might have. But he didn't say that, according to you in Flock University last night. From what I'm gathering here is that Sam did not play well previous to this. Like, and well for Castronova is a relative term. In comparison to other quarterbacks in the league over the past few years, he's very good. But to a Castronova MVP level, maybe not. And then, so like if you said Castronova's getting benched, that's a huge story. Like, how did you bench Sammy? Won the MVP. So you don't really want to say you benched him, but he isn't really getting benched. He's just Kalka's outplayed him. Like, you got to see what this guy can do because he was so good when Sam wasn't there. So from the information that I've gathered from a guy not being there, an away market reporting it, the other guy playing well, I would assume Kalka's starting on Saturday. Let me rephrase that. I have no reason to think Sam's starting Saturday. That would be my take. Go ahead. You had your hand up for the audio audience and couldn't see that.
Just to be clear, Sam Castronova was not benched because he didn't have a good game. That much I haven't had that conversation with Coach Ware, but I'm willing to put a decent amount of cash on the fact that that's not why he did not go to Beaumont. It's because, again, we say he didn't have a good game. He had his bad game was 5+ touchdowns each time. And no, that was not, and he had a great game in Nashville. So no, sorry. I know I'm killing the drama for you, but it is not a performance-based situation.
With not, again, I could be wrong. Maybe I will be wrong in Saturday, but with no injury information that I have, with no personal information that was confirmed by the coach, that's the only thing I have left. I have to have something to give a take. I can't say it has nothing to do with injury or personal. The only one left is performance, unless there's a fourth one I'm not thinking of. I think Kalka's is quarterback Saturday with all the information I have that I know. You might know something else.
No, that's extremely possible. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked either way. I wouldn't be upset either way. But we do know that there is something going on in Sam's personal life. We know it. He said it. But I also know that that's not our, when I can say our, that's not our as Firebirds. That's not our way. We don't go out and say like, hey, this guy is grieving a loss. This guy's what? He said what he said. You can read what he said. We don't do that. That's his business. That's his story to tell. He's been hit a lot. So if you're going to recklessly speculate on why he's not out there, go with one of the other two, not the performance. Go with being banged up, going with, a little extra rest, go with, personal issues. Sam Castronova is still the best quarterback in AF1, and I would say Josh Kalka is probably the second best, or at least right there. Malik Henry and Josh Kalka are probably tied for 2, in my opinion.
I'm very jealous I'm not on this game. I want to be on this Vice broadcast so bad. This is such a good lead up to this kickoff on Saturday. I will admit, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. Professional jealousy is fine as long as you don't make it personal. Like, yeah, I want that. I want to be on the broadcast as long as you're not like, I hate you so and so. No, like, hey, he's doing the call on Saturday. I wish I was, because it's a great game.
Coach Ware, right? Coach Ware prefers you. Coach Ware prefers you on the call. He likes your call.
Well, if that's very nice of Coach.
He likes you and Santillo. He didn't flat say it last night, but when I said it was a Vice game and it wasn't going to be you and Santillo, he gave me like a look. But somebody's like, hey, is Levack going to be on the call? And he's like, no, never again. Levack will never be on the call again. So
I'm going to move on. I wasn't trying to fish for a compliment there, but I will move on. I thought you should know. It was very nice of you. I will move on to the New York Yankees. Here's some more drama involving broadcasters firing off hot takes about where guys are going to play and where they aren't. Michael Kay, according to ESPN New York and the broadcaster himself, Michael Kay was in a full suit and tie with a microphone in his hand in a hotel room giving this take. Welcome to audio in 2026. They still wanted your video.
I bet you didn't have pants on.
I don't know how he does his hot takes, but nonetheless, Michael Kay, quote, had heard from multiple people that the Yankees had asked Anthony Volpe to play some second base in the minors. And Volpe said, no, I'm a shortstop. Well, Michael Kay then said he spoke of a rumor yesterday that Anthony Volpe would play second base in the minors. Sounded unlike him, so I checked further today, and there's absolutely no truth to it whatsoever. He never refused to work at second. He said he'd speak more of it as he did yesterday on the show on ESPN New York. Levack, I'm now less I'm far less interested in the Michael K. whether what he said at 1 p.m. on the 8th, more of this drama of somebody who's a broadcaster for the team giving a take and then backpedaling. Because you and I have done this for a long time. If we're going to go to the air with something or sources have told me, that's a lot different than what I just did 3 minutes ago. Hey, this is the information I have. Here's my take. Or a bunch of people told me this. What do you make of this? Did somebody from the Yankees tell Kay to shut up? Or do you think something else is going on here with the drama involving the Yankee infielder?
I don't know. Like, here's the thing. There's guys like Rafael Devers. You could believe right away that he said, look, I'm playing third base. That's it. Like that. I'm not moving. I'm not. Just live with it. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm going to be. I've never gotten the impression from Volpe that he wouldn't move. Like, he always, maybe it's because he's the shortstop of the New York Yankees. Maybe I'm putting Jeter-esque qualities on him, even though Jeter refused to move. He doesn't strike me as the guy who would say, I'm not going to play second base. Like, he doesn't strike me as that guy. I will say that historically the Yankees have screwed up players by moving them around too much. Miguel Cabrera and some others that it's just like, what, dude, it ain't Moneyball, bro. Like, this ain't Chris Pratt pretending to be a first baseman. Like, this is like, if you've raised this kid as a shortstop, he came to your system as a shortstop. If he's not your shortstop, he's not your shortstop. Move on. But, seeing if he can play second, I have trouble believing with the way he's been playing that he would fire back. No, I'm a shortstop or else. I have trouble believing that.
I do too. Boy. I honestly don't think the Yankees called up Michael Kay and said, peel back. Don't say that. You're our employee. Here's what it feels like. Michael Kay has said this before, and I love this rule. He travels with the teams at times. He's on the bus with the team. He's on the airplane with the team. And he has said, and I stick by this rule, that stuff's not for on. Like, if you're on the bus, that doesn't go to the air. If you're on the train, that doesn't go to the air. At some point, you got to turn it off and tell somebody, hey, I'm working as the broadcaster right now, guys. Or even say, hey, this stuff, I'm either removing myself from this area, or guys, don't put me in a spot where I have to talk about what's about to happen here. If a guy's talking about cheating on his wife, or the other guy over there hates another guy on the team, that's a bus travel thing. Some point on record, off the record, you got to draw the line. This feels to me like a bunch of people told him, like, hey, man, Volpe's not going to do this. And he had enough people he trusted who told him that story that he felt comfortable going on the air with it. And then he called whoever's making the call in the minors. I mean, somebody says, like, who told you that? Because I talked to him, and that's not what happened. So you got a bad story fed to you, because the coaches are truly the only ones who know. And maybe Cashman, maybe a coach called Cashman, but really it starts with the coach. Is Volpe going to do it or not? Is he going to do it or not? That's it. Now, maybe Volpe sucks. Where maybe this is a story of, like, he's got a bad attitude. He's arrogant. You mentioned some references. Maybe he thinks he's as good as those players you just said. You didn't make this guy and this guy do that. Why are you making me do it? I shouldn't even be in the minors. I'm out on Volpe. This is too much. This is too much here. He's not that good. I thought he could be, like Yankee fans and other people. He's not performing well. Now this attitude or something. Nope. They don't need him. I'm good. I'm done with him. You can find somebody else. Too much over here. This is worse than Clint Frazier, Levack. Clint Frazier got heat because he had the long hair and he allegedly didn't know that Seven was retired. I'd rather take ignorance over whatever this thing is.
I think Clint Frazier was worse because we knew that Clint Frazier was a jerk. You know what I mean? If we find out that Volpe's a jerk, that sucks. I think probably the way the story probably went down was he was talking to a scout. He was talking to a man. He was talking to somebody he knows. They told him, hey, they're going to move. They want to move him to second. He don't look happy about it. He goes to the air with it. That dude calls him and goes, bro, that was bus talk. Oh, okay. I'll walk it back. I think it's probably something like that. But yeah, I said before, and I'll say it again. I don't think it's a rebuild for the New York Yankees, but a reconditioning if they make some changes, because they've given Volpe a lot of opportunities, and I think basically what this comes down to is you're a Cashman guy. He believes in you, and everybody's afraid that you're going to have a glow up when you get to the Blue Jays or the Rays or the Mets or wherever you end up, and all of a sudden you're going to be a very good player. Like he's Rob Refsnyder is what it feels like. Like Rob Refsnyder was. You were the first one to say the 4A player to me. Like he's Rob Refsnyder's still playing in Major League Baseball. He's still contributing to teams. He's just not the star that the Yankees thought he was. Volpe appears to be the new Rob Refsnyder. Ow.
Gosh, that is such a great example you pulled with the Refsnyder, man. That is so good. I'll only do this comparison with Refsnyder versus Volpe, that I think talent-wise, Volpe's way better. But attitude, teammate, Rob Refsnyder had some former Yankees in his wedding. I think if Rob Refsnyder got to pick, he probably will be a manager and assistant coach at some point. That might be an odd thing where he left and he probably wants to go back. He's not the biggest imposing dude in the world. Like if Rob Refsnyder were to walk into a bar, are you sure you play Major League Baseball? You? But there's the difference. One guy had a really good attitude and who changed it, and it maybe comes with maturity. I think there's a part of it. But man, that's a great comparison. All right, let's move on. Aaron Judge, speaking about the New York Yankees, Big 99 is back in the news. He has not played for the Yankees in a while, but his return is still TBD, to be determined. According to reports now, Aaron Judge will have that injured rib tested during the All-Star break. The Yankees are hopeful that the rib's getting better. Aaron Judge has not played since May. He officially went on the IL in June. A stress fracture of the right rib after a CT scan. They're hoping he doesn't have any more issues. Brian Cashman spoke to the media. We don't want to, because the schedule is what it is. Put him in a position we're going to put him in jeopardy where somehow it gets worse. The re-imaging. I know we did the Imagine thing on yesterday's show. I want to call it the reimagining of his rib. New images, taking pictures. Levack, I know you're not Dr. Levack, but what do you make of the story here? What?
I just, when you said they're going to test the rib over the All-Star, all I could picture is somebody walking into the room when he wasn't looking and going and just poking him oh, how's it feel? How's it feel? And you got 6'6", 6'7" dude chasing you around with a bat. No.
Irish Mickey Ward's going to come over right there.
I mean, it's obviously you got to have Aaron Judge back, but Ben Rice blew up again today. Yankees won 12-4 in the early game. I think Ben Rice had 5 RBI or something like that. I mean, he's just how much fun would it be to have those two guys in the lineup together? And then Stanton, if Stanton came back and hit like Stanton, just so much, man, so many things that could be fun this year, but there's going to be no rush to get Judge back. I don't think. I think you let him heal as long as humanly possible, even if you continue to just kind of tread water. He's in Tampa. He was at the game today. They showed him in the dugout. He's walking around. So I don't think you're going to see him until maybe late August. Maybe right before the playoffs is where you'll see him. Especially when we're testing his rib. Pookie, and then run away.
For my non-medical background, what people have told me, they've told me any injury involving your rib is so incredibly painful. Anytime you breathe, it hurt. I may have told this story to you before. My cousin, best man at my wedding, was a basketball player for Salve. He ended up playing college baseball. But layup line, kid comes down, elbows him, cracks his rib. He was out for 6 weeks. But the reason I bring up that story is because sometimes it feels great. When we had a big upset, he was in the middle of a dog pile and the coach was ready to strangle me. Your rib is broken. I don't know how it got fixed when you were in the middle of a dog pile after a huge win over a state team. And the next day, kid couldn't barely breathe and walk up and down the hall. It's hard, according to doctors and medical people, to figure this out of when he can come back. I will stick by the take, and I will never get off this take until someone can tell me why. I don't believe you, New York Yankees, when it comes to injuries. You've lost my faith in this. I don't believe you. I would love for him to be back in August. I hope he is. I need a medical doctor to tell me why August could be a threat or what's going on in that rib or if it's cracked or it's bruised or it's broken. So maybe this new image will tell me. And why do we have to wait till the All-Star break? Can't you just throw him in there? What are we waiting for? Can't go today?
Can we just poke him? See how tender he is. What's up, big fella?
Like, I think we as sports fans forget how wild that is that they have like doctors, MRI, like what's actually in a stadium and an arena. Well, he just went and got his x-rays, broken. How did he get it done so fast? I got to wait 3 hours in a hospital. They just they just can't do it today.
I know this is going to shock you, but you're not Aaron Judge. You're not. Sorry.
I gotta go to the doctors tomorrow. You're gonna be proud of me. I actually gotta go to the doctors tomorrow. 1 o'clock. I only had to wait 4 days.
I feel so bad for that doctor.
By doctor, I mean dermatologist.
Oh, come on. What do you get? What do you got? A little acne? You got a little acne breaking out? A little something?
I got it right. Yeah, no, I have wonderful skin. Okay. My wife said, you better get these things checked out. I said, all right.
All right. Well, good luck.
No, I'm fine.
Good luck. I mean, you and Aaron Judge's rib.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He got it in a sec. Anyways, Kawhi Leonard is back in the news. Pablo Torre is a podcast host. Pablo Torre was the one for about a year that's been diving into the investigation involving the Los Angeles Clippers and a business and improper benefits of how they got Kawhi Leonard and all this other stuff. Well, we thought that may have gone away, the old investment thing and what happened through the company of aspiration and the NIL deal, for lack of a better term, of how he got there and what Leonard didn't do. $28 million for no-show jobs for aspiration. Why is this back in the news? Why am I bringing this up again? Well, according to Yahoo Sports, Kawhi Leonard ain't going anywhere. The big trade over this summer is that Kawhi Leonard was going back to the Toronto Raptors, the franchise that he led to a championship in 2019. And Leonard wanted to go there, but the NBA said, hold on a second. We're not letting anything go down until we're done with our investigation. The investigation about benefits and what happened is still underway, according to Yahoo Sports. So they will not confirm the trade till they're done. What do we make of this story that the NBA tried kind of saying we're not worried about this. Ballmer's not worried about this. We're not going to. And then the moment where Kawhi's back in the news, be like, hold on, we are still doing stuff over here. Now we're going to finally tell you people about it.
Kawhi Leonard is going to be one of the best 30 for 30s or whatever they're doing now. Hard hoops or whatever, dark side of the nylon. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but like I almost don't want to know anything about Kawhi Leonard right now. Like everything feels like a spoiler for the movie, the book, because he's so freaking weird. How you could be the most boring human being alive for so many years, and now you're, no show job, stealing money, doing all this stuff, like. It's almost like he just one day like woke up and was like, you know what? I'm going to be really weird and creepy now. I'm done with this boring man thing. I'm going to go, that laugh. You thought the laugh was weird? Wait till you see what else I'm up to. Like, that's just what it feels like with him.
Mark Cuban. I do love all of those things. He's so weird. Mark Cuban joined the Pablo Torre podcast because they were battling on social media months ago about this. I would highly recommend listening to it. It's very long. Most people won't make it through it. I think it's 2 hours. I got through 40 minutes of it. I got what I needed. Maybe I got the abbreviated version. Look at me going back and saying, maybe I do like shorter versions of content. But Cuban said this is a common practice in the NBA, where if you're a player who signs in a market, you are working with partners to establish these types of endorsements. Hey, we as the Dallas Mavericks can give you $100 million, but the teams that associate with us and our sponsors will be more than happy to work with sponsorships that you can have to have your own benefit. The problem for the NBA is that these things may be happening in the league, but no one was as obviously as dumb as Kawhi Leonard. And by obviously dumb, I mean just cut one video, cut one read, take one picture, put up one social media post. That's
do an autograph session in the lobby.
It. Yeah. Because once his goes down, let's say they decide to suspend him, right? Let's say the trade doesn't actually happen. Everybody's under investigation. What happened over here with Joe Smith and the Timberwolves from years ago? What happened over here? They're going to investigate everybody. And the whole can of worms is going to open up and be like, this has been happening. I actually don't think most people care. I don't. I think they're like, they got their money. They did their endorsement. Who cares where you got your money from? You signed a business endorsement. If you want to pay $1 million for a social media post, that's business. God bless you. Good for you. I do think he ends up playing for the Raptors, but having that hang over their head, and Pablo Torre, they hate him so much. They hate him. Hey, he's not wrong. I don't think he's wrong, but they do hate him.
Hey, why not? Why not? Play wherever you want.
Last one here on our big single version of the show. Have you had a chance to watch the TNA? Oh, you have. Excellent. The TNA Jeff Jarrett Dark Side of the Ring. For those who don't know, we're talking about Vice TV aired a 2-part special. There's season 7 premiere of the series Dark Side of the Ring. It is the TNA story, but Jeff Jarrett, and they said this at a Talk Is Jericho interview, like Jeff Jarrett's the story. There have been rumors that we're going to do a 6-part series, the 6 sides of TNA, because of the 6-sided ring. They cut it down to 3, 2. So an hour and 40 minutes of content have been released. Another hour is coming on Tuesday. Your thoughts on the first, I guess we'll call it 2 hours of 3 of TNA and Jeff Jarrett?
It's must watch. It's kind of crazy, like, because like I've talked to him in person, multiple times. So like when he says things like, like basically he goes a little overboard from time to time. I'm like, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. But like, I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to TNA wrestling or any of that, because I always thought that the Kurt Angle wife angle was a work. I always thought it was a fake story. I didn't think it was real. And like, now it's kind of convenient, oh no, we were already separated. We were already this. Right? And the Dixie Carter was evil. She saw it and whatever. Like, I want to hear Kurt Angle say that they were already separated. And if Kurt Angle was hopped up on pain meds as they're saying he was at that point, did he know they were separated? Like, and I'm not going to bring this up to Jeff Jarrett because, he's kind of a business partner at this point, but it's the drama of the Dark Side of the Ring, the first 2 episodes with Jeff Jarrett and TNA, man, it goes quick. When you watch a show and it goes by really fast, I can't wait for the 3rd episode. I can't wait for Tuesday night.
I can't either, because I feel like even with the timeline they presented, there's stuff that's missing, because I know at some point Angle and Jarrett do wrestle, and she is involved, and they do make it a storyline. But from how they presented it, their marriage is over in like 06, 07. And I could have sworn they wrestled in 2009. So they had it in front of them and waited 2 years. Maybe. I know that's public information. I could have found that. But for those who don't know, that's how we're watching this and everything else. Yeah, I don't remember much of TNA besides Angle's signing, because Angle was such a huge deal there in the middle 2000s. And when he signed, I'm like, whoa, who is TNA? What is it? So, and even when he wrestled Samoa Joe, I remember Samoa Joe was like, who's this fat guy he's wrestling? This is the guy they picked? Now, Samoa Joe and those matches are incredible, but I just didn't know who Samoa Joe was. I was like, this is the guy of all the guys they wanted Kurt Angle to have epic matches with. I love Dark Side of the Ring. Oh, yeah. I honestly think it might be my favorite show on television. I don't get a lot of TV shows as a father of 3 with boys that are 6. I don't get a lot of TV time. I don't have this one I do my best to watch. I watched it late last night when everybody was asleep. I loved it. It gave me the thirst for something you didn't know. We mentioned 30 for 30s earlier in the show. What makes 30 for 30s great is so many sports fans didn't know something and you walked away and knew something. Gosh, that's what you hope for, hopefully, from a bunch of stuff that people consume. People want to know stuff they didn't know before. I think it's awesome. I think the story of TNA is great. The Jeff Jarrett stuff, the people they interviewed, I would have loved.
How's he coming off to you so far? Like, is he
you read me like a book there?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I wish they talked to Dixie Carter, because if I have any criticism so far of the first 2, it does seem a little one-sided against Dixie Carter, because how they're painting Dixie Carter is a bimbo blonde who knew nothing, who was a PR person. Why didn't
Daddy gave money?
Right. Why didn't Dixie Carter just sit on her butt and sign checks forever? I don't get it. Why didn't she just? Why would she? Like, she's ambitious. She's a part of the business. Her dad's running it. The Tony Khan thing isn't fair. To compare Dixie Carter to Tony Khan, that's apples and oranges. But there are some similarities of a rich father whose kid wants to do wrestling, and they want to have a purpose, something they like, something. So the Dixie Carter stuff, I feel like it's a little too one-sided. That would be my biggest criticism. I wish I would have heard Dixie Carter say. The Hulk Hogan thing drove me nuts. That's the part I disliked the most. It's like, oh my gosh, Dixie Carter wants to bring in Hulk Hogan? Yeah. Yes. I think they're conveniently leaving out, like, TNA went to a whole new level when Hulk Hogan got there. Yeah, they had really good ratings when Jeff Jarrett left. What were their ratings when Hulk Hogan showed up? Because if people remember, the WWE sucked then. Like, that was the real threat. I don't know if they're going to talk about Monday Night Wars, because she showed up and said, not only am I getting Hulk Hogan, we're moving our show to Monday nights, and we're going up against Raw. So I don't know if they conveniently left. I like it.
It's definitely one
I like
side.
this show. Thank you. Right, that's my only thing. And I know you know Double J, so I got to be careful he doesn't hit me with a guitar.
I mean, I would say that to him. I'm not hiding it, because again, I don't think anything he's saying is a lie. I think there's two sides to every story. We're getting one side of the story because they're also interviewing the people who are on his side. You know what I mean? So it's like, because the locker room wasn't it? It was Dixie Carter versus Jarrett, Dutch Mantel, Vince Russo. Yeah, and then it was Hogan, and everybody was with Dixie Carter. Like, obviously you can't interview Hogan, but maybe get Kevin Nash in there and hear what Nash has to say. He's always got something to say. I think you're right. I think with Dixie Carter involved, Dixie Carter and Kurt Angle, those are the two missing interviews in my mind.
Just quickly, I'm not trying to ruin it, but just three quick things, right? Here we go. For if you don't think it's one-sided, because who knows, maybe you always says the guys, you're being unfair, Jeff Jarrett, all this stuff. Like, it's not like okay. He
looks great in it. Like, he looks great in it.
Here's three quick examples that if you're like, no, like, it's not one-sided. Okay. In the Dark Side of the Ring, he held the NWA title for over 1,000 days, and they kind of glossed over it, and they're like, well, he needed to make sure no one left with his title. What do you mean? Why would you criticize him for having a title for 3 years? Okay, that's interesting, but we'll let that pass. He also hooked up with Karen Angle after they divorced. Well, they found love, obviously. They found love. That's why they did that. And he also got upset because the majority owner of the business that he was working for wanted to have more control of the business. How dare she? What do you mean they're putting their own family? You got to pick one of those three that Jeff Jarrett wasn't right about. All three, he was the victim. All three.
You forgot too his dad.
Did I forget too?
He forgot his dad. He stopped talking to his dad because they didn't agree on Vince Russo.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yeah. I would have loved to hear from his dad. My dad's a stubborn old booker. Okay. Hold on. All those are on your side. Okay.
Yeah, and look, man, if I was editing it, that's how I'd edit it too. But it's got a little hard knocks to it. Like, when you find out that the coaches have final cut, it's like, Jeff Jarrett is very powerful. Let's not piss him off. Nobody knows where Dixie Carter is right now. No, but it's great TV. It's great. Like, and that's his number one thing. Like, he'll tell you that all the time. I don't care if I'm the good guy. I don't care if I'm the bad guy. We just got to get eyeballs on the product and go forward. So it's great. The episodes are great. If we were being Big J journalists, we would insist that Kurt Angle and Dixie Carter at least have something to say. I love that Karen Jarrett.
Yes.
I love that she spoke for the first time. But it was it's a little one-sided. It's a little one-sided.
But when Jeff Jarrett does the one thing over McMahon, like the Ultimate Warrior got crushed for that for years. Jarrett pulled it off. Like, what business savvy? It hurt him later on, so they owned that. And like, I think the first quote or second quote of the whole thing is, Jeff Jarrett's such a good salesman, he could sell the glasses off of your face. So he does take some lumps in it, no doubt.
Dude, he's like the king of coming in and going, listen, man, I don't know this stuff like you guys know this stuff, but here's what I do know. And then so he disarms you, and then he teaches. Like, he's a smart dude. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He's definitely got enemies out there, but what smart person who's good at business doesn't have enemies? Like, nobody.
True. One quick thing about Jeff Jarrett. You might know this story. I don't know if I've ever shared this before. So I interviewed Jeff Jarrett before in like 2017, 2018. You were off, and I did the interview with Dubs, Andrew Williams, who does stuff out at ESPN LA or whatever, LA the Fan. Yeah. So he's doing stuff out in LA now. So you'll remember this in the studio. If you hit the button wrong in our old studio, the mic turned hot, even if you weren't recording. So Jeff Jarrett did hear me and Dubs being like, hey, Dubs, I'm doing Jeff Jarrett right now. Like, I got to grab the phone. I didn't say anything malicious, but I hopped on the phone. He's like, hey, is this Goz? I was like, yeah. He's like, where's your buddy Dubs? And I was like, he's like, oh, were you guys going to do this together? But Dubs got to go do production. I'm like, what? Was my mic on? Oh, no. I didn't say anything bad about it. But I'm rooting for Albany, obviously, against Nashville. I would like to talk to him. I find him very fascinating. Dude, maybe your fascination with him has gone off after the years. Like, it's not.
No,
I would love to sit down with like a half hour. Well, let's get him on the show. I would love him on this show.
The problem I have with, like, I would have to not be in that interview, because the problem that I end up having is every time I talk to him, it turns into, hey, Jeff, teach me this. Like, I don't. Like I stopped being a wrestling fan. I stopped being an interviewer, and I start being a student. You know what I mean? So, because he's like, we've had some text chains where I've definitely pissed him off. Like, I know I have, because I either wasn't picking up what he was putting down, or I was so steadfast in the way I wanted to do something. And he's like, bro, I've done it. I've had it work before, but go ahead, do what you want to do. And he is like, and if it's worked, he's hit me up and been like, hey, good one. But he's also hit me up afterwards and gone, told you so. But like, he's a fair dude. I think that's kind of why I hate how one-sided Dark Side of the Ring is, because he's such a fair dude. In my experience, that because again, there's a lot of people who you can tell there's people when he talks that are just like, because he's a powerful personality. But I think you would have a great time interviewing him again and just talking about all this stuff. But I just end up going, why do we do this? Can we do that? How would you do what I'm doing right now and everything? And he was one of the first people, like, when he found out that we weren't with iHeart anymore, he was one of the first people to text and say, he was sorry to hear it. So he's a good dude. He's not a bad guy at all.
That's the big Cinco. We had a lot of stuff to talk about today. That's everything. That's we're almost at the hour mark right now. Wow.
Yeah, well, I guess the only reason I still want to talk is I don't want to put this freaking desk together. It looks like an IKEA exploded in my living room right now. It's so bad. But there's no meatballs, man. What's up? Where's the Swedish meatballs, IKEA? Where are they at? Where are they at? So, all right, I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna finish this stupid desk, and so I have a home office to not work out of.
Tomorrow we'll talk more Firebirds Cats. We'll talk UFC. We'll talk Conor McGregor. I feel like we do have to comment, probably to lead off tomorrow's show, about the awkwardness that is Saratoga.
It's so weird not being there on Fridays. Like, dude, I pay so much less attention than I normally do. It's so
the race
weird.
Was supposed to be tomorrow. I don't want tomorrow to be like, I'm not. You know what? I'll just say it now. We'll see my attitude change. I am kind of pissed we're not there. I'm kind of like, I'm actually going to feel, I don't feel it now on Thursday evening, but tomorrow I'm going to be like, you know what? Since June 24th, I haven't been aggravated or mad. Tomorrow, I feel like I'm going to be mad. I'm going to not try to bring it on the show, but we'll see.
That next day when I woke up and didn't have anywhere to go, that's when that happened to me. So I'm already good. Like, you've had the luxury / hurdle of working from your home office. So like your day wasn't all that different. Like, I woke up at 6:30 in the morning, took a shower, shaved, brushed my teeth, started getting dressed. And I was like, where the hell am I going? Like, where am I going? And then, so I took the rest of that week. And then Monday I went and I worked out of the Belfour office with Mike Corda. And I walked in and Mike Corda's like, what the hell are you doing here? I was like, oh, I had to go somewhere. And then on Tuesday, I walked into the MVP Arena office for the Firebirds. And Matt Woods was like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, because I'm on the phone with them and video calls with them all the time, but I'm never in the office because I was always at the radio station doing stuff. So like, that's when it hit me. So this Friday, I mean, how many races can you have named after yourself? I mean, in all reality, I mean,
is that the problem? That's why we're going to sell it tomorrow.
I'm just, it's just another Levack race. I mean, it's just we do have to go. I think it's August 14th. Our guy, Mike, the tech guy.
Yes.
I think we should try to get there for that because he's got his race that day.
I should do this off the air, but we got open microphones. Yeah. Are we definitely not there this year?
I mean, I know we're not there for Fox Sports.
That's all. I'll float that around. Maybe we're not officially done yet. Maybe we can find a way to be there in August. I think if we
could just go. I mean, we
could just go. That's right.
I'll tell you what, if we picked the right day too, I bet you I could get us a nice one of those suites, one of the club seats there.
I think
but we'd have to wear pants.
I have a feeling this podcast could go live at Saratoga, but it wouldn't be because of me. That would be a full you move. And I will leave. That's an inside joke between you and I. It has nothing to do. Let's you know what? Let's give it a little bit more clarity. I tried that before 5 and 4 years ago. People didn't answer the phone. I think you might be more likely to get someone to answer the phone to make this happen. That's not a Tony Olivato, by the way, for people who listen to this show. That's not a Tony Olivato.
Yeah, Tony's
That's not Tony who I'm talking about.
Who does media out there?
Or
Tony
Pat McKenna.
And get it done. Or nobody's associates. Oh wait, it is you. They do. They answer me. But see, here's the difference. Like, I know who you're picking on our buddy Mark. Mark and I are actually like we text about the Raiders, we text about the Yankees. You don't ever talk to him unless it's work. So
that's right.
So it's a little different. Like I can butter him up with it. Hey man, what do you think Mendoza is going to do this year? Oh, I think it's going to be Cousins for 3 games and then Mendoza. Oh, by the way,
just text him. There is blank chances Levack and Goz will be at Saratoga on Fridays in the summer. That's my text I'd send to him, and then he won't respond.
I got to be honest with you. I got to be perfectly honest with you. The best part of being corporately restructured is not fighting with parking, dragging all my shit across the parking lot, through the building, setting up all. Like, if I'm going to the track, I'm enjoying the track this year. That and being able to golf in some of these tournaments is the 2 best parts of being corporately restructured. I love the track. If they wanted us to do it, I would 100% do it, but I am not chasing it. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
As much as I want to criticize that, there's a part of me that is so proud that you're actually, as somebody who worked in radio for 30 years, traditional media, I'm thrilled how much you're enjoying the digital space. I'm a little shocked and actually very excited. I think you're liking this a lot more than you thought you were going to like it. Because the last time we did it, you were doing 5 jobs. I know you were doing a lot now still, but like last time you're like, I'm the president of the team. I'm doing this as often as you can. We did a lot of shows in the office, literally in the office, Belfour, then known as Tech East and MVP Arena. I think you're enjoying this more than you realized you were going to.
You know, the reason I think I was so against the digital space and digital, because the one company we worked for thought there was only one way to do it. And you'd mentioned like the writing and all that stuff. And I've always thought there were better ways for me to contribute to the digital space. And I think that's what this is. And I think we're only scratching the surface of what we're going to be able to do. And Jared DeGroff and Jerry Kurz and everybody over at AF1, they're like, hey, does this mean you can do more of our stuff? Can you do more media stuff for us? I was like, yeah. Does that mean you can pay me more money? So there's.
Did they answer?
No, Jarrett did. Jarrett was like, I'll ask. Jerry hung up on me. Jerry's like, we're paying you? What the hell? No, so yeah, I'm enjoying being a content provider and not being all the other stuff. Like I do miss radio. I'm always gonna love radio. I'm sad that I don't get to retire from radio. But radio retired from me. So here we are. And I think that's about that.
I think that's it too. I will be
allegedly sorry about that.
I will allegedly be in the capital region next week. So
hopefully
you and I will, maybe we'll do the show from your house. Well, I keep
doing
these
this desk together by then. You can sit on the other side of it.
I keep doing these vague references for meetings that I don't want to talk about, but I will be in the capital region doing some stuff. And then August, things will start picking up. You're on vacation. I'm on vacation. Go to the Syracuse football camp coming up. We'll get closer to the arena crown. So it'll be a busy summer. We're going to keep rolling along here. So we have one more show and then we're off for the weekend.
All right. Well, there's one more thing to do though, guys. Hit the freaking button.